It was a cold, misty night when I boarded the last train home. The station was nearly empty, the only sounds being the distant hum of a street lamp and the occasional rustle of newspaper pages in the wind. The train arrived with a long, mournful screech, and I stepped into the dimly lit carriage. There were only a few passengers scattered throughout, each absorbed in their own world. I chose a seat near the window, watching the fog swirl around outside like ghostly figures dancing in the night. The air inside the train felt unnaturally still, as if time had slowed down the moment I stepped in. As the train rolled forward, I noticed something strange. Across from me sat a man dressed in an old-fashioned suit. His hands neatly folded on his lap. He didn't move, didn't shift, didn't even blink. His face was pale, almost translucent, under the flickering train lights. At first, I dismissed it as a trick of the light, but as the journey continued, unease crept over me. Something about him was off. I tried to focus elsewhere, looking at my phone, glancing around at the other passengers, but every time I looked back at him, he was sitting in the exact same position, completely still. The rhythmic clatter of the train wheels on the tracks filled the silence. Yet somehow, I felt like I could hear him breathing. Slow, shallow, unnatural. Then it happened. As we approached the next station, the train jolted slightly, and for the briefest moment, I looked away. When I turned back, he was gone. Not a trace, no movement, no footsteps, no sound. Just vanished. I blinked, scanning the carriage. The doors had never opened. No one had gotten on or off. I swallowed hard. Maybe he had moved to another seat? Maybe he had slipped away when I wasn't looking? I turned around, checking the aisles, my heart pounding in my chest. But no, there was no sign of him anywhere. A cold sweat broke out of my forehead. I turned to the older gentleman sitting a few seats away. "Did you see where that man went?" I asked, my voice barely steady. The old man looked at me, his expression shifting from confusion to something much darker. "What man?" he replied. I described him. The suit, the pale face, the unmoving posture, the old man's face drained of color. "That's impossible," he murmured. "You just described someone who died on this train years ago. He was on his way home from work when he suffered a heart attack. By the time they reached the next station, he was gone. But people still see him, sitting in his unusual seat, just like you did." The air in the carriage felt heavier, colder. My hands trembled as I turned back to the empty seat, half expecting to see him there again. The train rumbled on, the sound of the wheels echoing like distant whispers, and that's when I saw it, a faint imprint on the seat's fabric, as if someone had just been sitting there. Then the train lights flickered, and in that brief moment of darkness, I felt it, a presence beside me, not seen, but undeniably there. A chill wrapped around my shoulders like unseen fingers. The lights came back on, and the seat beside me was still empty. I wanted to move, to get up and switch carriages, but my body felt frozen. And then, as if the universe itself wanted to confirm my worst fears, the train intercom crackled to life with a static, followed by a whisper. Low, distant, but unmistakable. "You saw me." And just like that, the train pulled into my stop. I bolted out of my seat, my heart hammering against my ribs, and stumbled onto the platform. The moment my feet hit the cold concrete, I turned back to look at the train one last time. Through the window, in the same seat where he had first appeared, I saw him again, smiling.